Welcome to Miami. This is a big event city, and folks here are fired up for this one inside Hard Rock Stadium as the Miami Hurricanes try to represent the great tradition of their program. And this is something rare and special. We're lucky to have number 1 versus number 2. The college football world stopping to watch how this game plays out. It's a potential playoff matchup as we'll see the number 1 team in the country, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on the second-ranked team, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. I think we've talked long enough, Kirk. Let's get this game going. The Canes will kick this away to start us off. And the returner elects to fair catch it, no return. Welcome to Miami. This is a big event city, and folks here are fired up for this one inside Hard Rock Stadium as the Miami Hurricanes try to represent the great tradition of their program. All of us feeling very lucky to be here. Number 1 versus number 2. It is built to this, and the college football world is stopping to watch and see what happens in this game. It could very well be a preview of a playoff matchup, as we'll see the number 1 team in the country, the North Carolina Tar Heels, taking on the second-ranked team, the Miami Hurricanes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, joined here in the booth by Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk, let's get to the action on the field. The Hurricanes will kick it away to start us off. We'll call for the fair catch here. Listen to the crowd energy here in the early going. This is a tough environment for visitors. Trying to flex the ground game here. Running back takes the handoff. That's a solid gain. Moves the ball to the 29.
Hey, listen, you don't always have to have big plays to be successful. It's a nice, solid gain here. Keeps you on schedule, and you get ready for that next play.
Second down here. They'll run it here. The freshman brings him down quickly.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Looking to pick up the first down through the air. He makes the grab. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks more than enough for a first down.
Well, this is why this guy's one of the top wide receivers in college football. It's third down. The defense knows you're probably going to go to him, and they still can't stop him from coming down with a big play.
Toss play to the outside. Toss the spin move.
I know the toss play begins with a guy taking the snap, he turns it around, and flips it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is can they set the edge as an offense? Whether it's an offensive tackle, a tight end in that same direction, or where they want to run the ball. Because if they can do that, you get the result that you want just like this. If you don't, oftentimes the play is blown up right at the line of scrimmage.
One of those critical third down plays coming up. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. Easy throw to a wide open receiver downfield. Touchdown, North Carolina. No chance to catch him.
Oh, just outstanding execution here by this offense. The offensive line gives the quarterback time, and the quarterback's anticipation was on point. Puts that ball right in the money. The receiver, all he had to do was turn and catch the ball for that touchdown.
Kicking team on now for the extra point. And the PAT makes it 7-0 to open the scoring. Getting set to kick the ball off now. He's going to bring this out a few yards deep in the end zone. And he stopped with the 18. Returner trying to make a play, but a touchback would have been a better idea. First down here for this offense. Heading left after the handoff. The gain is 3 yards, brings up a second down and 7.
Nice solid run here by this back. Did a nice job of just kind of finding that lane, pick up some positive yards there on 1st and 10.
Ball handed off. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1. And the Canes looking to crank up the tempo a bit. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Tries to get it to the running back. Can't hold on. Good defensive play, brings up a 4th down.
Well, they had enough yards for the first down on that throw, but a clutch hit right here defensively jars the ball free, so no first down.
And at 4th down, they'll punt it away here. Oh, and he's got some space here. And the returner brought down by the coverage team. And here comes the North Carolina offense back out onto the field. They scored a touchdown on their last possession. Let's see if this defense can make adjustments and prevent that this time. And the single back takes the handoff. And they'll stop him after a short gain.
You know, in that era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage and not give up big run plays.
And they hit him just as he releases the ball. It's incomplete.
Well, it's pretty simple. The defensive line does a great job of getting after the quarterback and forcing him into that incompletion.
So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Catch made on the right side. They'll stop him short. The completion gained 5 yards, but brings up 4th down.
Now the defense plays it pretty well. Force the quarterback to make the throw in front of you as a defense. Then you square up and make the tackle. Force them to do something special after
after the catch. And tactic works here. Now we've got a fourth down.
They'll kick it away here. And we'll see what he can do on the return. The coverage team makes the stop on this return. And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field. They're coming off a quick 3-and-out, so looking to put something together on this drive with a little more urgency. Breaks loose at the 40. And an explosive gain moves the ball across midfield. They'll spot it at the 42. First down play call. How aggressive will it be?
How about setting the edge there on the right side of that offensive line? I wouldn't be surprised if they keep going back to the well, pounding it behind that right guard and right tackle and tight end, seeing what additional damage they can do.
First and 10 play coming up. They're going to run it. Finds room at the 30. Tackle made at the 26-yard line. This offense getting closer to the red zone.
Good job up front by this offensive line and good hard running for this Miami Hurricane back. He's doing everything he can to live up to the long legacy that the Canes have at this running back position.
First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? Gives it to the back. Got a lane. Can he get in? And he'll make it in for the score. Touchdown, Hurricanes.
Chris, he broke free from the line of scrimmage. I thought he might have a 10 or 15-yard gain, but he shows you the speed that he has to take it all the way to the house.
And the point after is right down the middle. Kickoff team is on the field. Let's see if they give the returner a chance to bring this one back. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead takes a knee and will bring the football to the 25-yard line. And the Tar Heels offense is back out on the field. Last time was a quick 3-and-out. Can they get a drive going this time? From the shotgun now, here's a handoff inside.
The defense coordinator this week already telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
Second down after that run on the previous play. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Caught quickly. The defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down. And the Tar Heels come up to the line in the hurry-up. Doesn't hold on. Good hit by the DB. Now it brings up fourth down.
How about the call here? They go with the screen on third down and short. You don't see that called very often. They're not able to even complete the pass, so no chance at a conversion. So we got fourth and short.
Here we go. The coach rolling the dice. 4th and 1 in his own territory. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks. And the Tar Heels line up on 1st and 10 now.
You know, to me, Chris, with this offense, it's almost an extension of their running game. You put the receiver out in motion, you flip the ball out to him, out to the outside, let him do what he does best, which is use his instincts, and he picks up a first down.
Here's the second down play. to throw again. It's incomplete. He took a hit as he threw the football, and it brings up a third down.
Kind of a fine line here, Chris, for me when it comes to throwing a screen pass. You don't want to throw it too early, obviously, and the defense reacts quickly and can sniff it out. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late and potentially get sacked. You've got to make sure it hits just right for this play to work.
Quick throw, testing the middle. And he finds a wide-open receiver. They forgot about him downfield. Out of bounds, but not before a huge gain. Offense gets a fresh set of downs.
You know, a lot of times college quarterbacks, they're more comfortable working to the outside. Here's an example of a quarterback with a full field read, and he hits a big play in the middle.
On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Pressure is coming. Caught, completion. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UNC.
Hey, this running back's going to show you he can be a receiver as well. He's just not back there running the football. Nice job of showing that versatility. Pulls it in and gets 6.
And now here comes the point after attempt. PAT makes it a 7-point lead. Now they get set to kick it away. And the return starts just inside the end zone. Gets it to the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll start the drive. Miami offense is back on the field. Great possession last time. They punch it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? And the one moves the ball up to the 33.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on 1st down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
And he picks up the 1st down before they get him to the ground.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
How aggressive do you get on 1st and 10?
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly. Ball. Go.
From the shotgun, it's a handoff. Fighting off the defender.
Nothing better than an offense on 1st down to be able to pick up big positive yards like that. You can either keep giving it to the back, or it can set up play action and get the defense to come up to the line of scrimmage, and you can throw it over top of it.
They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. Offense switches it up here, looking to throw the ball now. Caught near the goal line. They're not going to get him. He's in. Touchdown for the U. So we're all tied up after that one, Cook. A potential shootout on our hands here.
Yeah, the offense does their job and ties this thing up. Now the pressure switches to the other side for an answer.
Automatic on the PAT. Now the kickoff team is out on the field.
Set to kick off.
And he'll take off from deep in the end zone. Solid coverage there. They get him at the 15. That's where the offense will take over. The North Carolina offense is back out there on the field. Each offense has been clicking, scoring touchdowns in their last possessions. And they'll tackle him about the 23-yard line. And the Tar Heels come to the line in the hurry up. The defense with pre-snap movement of its own. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. He's moving out of the pocket now. The pass ball is incomplete. He tried to extend the play, but nobody open.
Chris, as you know, anymore in college football, these tight ends are essentially wide receivers. They move them all over the place and try to find a good matchup. And they had one. They're just unable to complete the pass.
On 3rd and short, they'll try to throw for it here. He's running out of time here. And the pass is intercepted. A takeaway for the defense. Touchdown, Canes. And the defense adds 6 with the interception return.
Chris, that second-tier defender, the linebacker, sometimes can get lost in coverage. I don't know if the quarterback saw him. The quarterback threw it right to him, comes up with the interception, and then he has the speed to take it all the way to the house.
PAT puts him in front by 7. Kickoff team on the field getting set now. This one will be fair caught. And here comes the North Carolina offense back out onto the field. They have got to bounce back on this possession after throwing a pick 6 last time out here. Handoff here from the shotgun. Breaking free at the 35. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down.
Well, it's a nice job up front by the offensive line, but give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the first down.
Big guys up front lined up. It's first down. And there's the handoff. Solid run, tackled at the 45-yard line. Offense operating at high tempo now, no huddle. And the same runner's got it again. Makes the first down, but pays a price. Big hit there at the end.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
Got the first down, now looking for more. He's brought down, but the gain moves the ball to the 39.
Boy, how about that play, Chris? That thing just opened up. The back shot through there with great acceleration. What a pickup there on first down.
And the Tar Heels lining up here on 1st and 10. They'll try the jet sweep here. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there.
Man, the biggest thing when you run the jet sweep, you cannot afford penetration. Here the defense does a nice job almost anticipating the jet sweep is coming, and they make this offense pay for that with a significant loss.
Getting set. Here's 2nd down. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. Looking to set up a screen pass here. And they'll get him down that time.
One thing I love about this back is how he gets involved in the passing game. Nice catch here.
So now it's 3rd and short from the 30. Chance for the defense to make a play here and perhaps force a field goal attempt. They'll try to move the chains here on the ground. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes them block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Now this is the 8th play on this drive. Quarterback looking to pass here on 2nd down. The defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up.
This quarterback's got to be so frustrated. He's got an open receiver. He makes a good throw with a good route from his intended target, but this defensive back makes a heck of a play on the ball and knocks it away.
Ninth play of the drive coming up. This is a tough 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Intercepted in the end zone. Follows the pick with a nice return before finally being brought down.
Well, the quarterback ends up being a tad aggressive and ends up paying for it with a pick. I get that that might be part of his playing style, but there's a difference between being aggressive and being careless.
And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. The passing game was clicking beautifully in the last drive, right down for a touchdown. Let's see if they can do it again. Defense makes the tackle on the ball carrier.
Well, the back just had nowhere to go. How about the defensive line? They eat up all the blocks up front, freeing those linebackers up to be able to make the play. Just a bad play all around for this offense.
And the tailback's got it again. He's marked out of bounds after an excellent game, but there is a flag on the field. This one might be coming back. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Getting close to midfield now. They bring him down to the 47.
Boy, that last carry, Chris, puts him right at 100 yards for the game. How's he done it? Because he's been patient. He's followed his blocks. He's let everything develop in front of him, and he's busted through for some big gains.
Here's the handoff. He's brought down, but a solid gain moves the ball across midfield to the 41.
Good, tough running here by this Miami Hurricane running back. A nice job up front to be able to pave the way, to be able to come up with a Canes first down. And tell you, the way he's playing right now, all those famous alumni that Miami has, got to be watching this game and being very proud.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Well, the offensive line is completely occupied with that defensive front. That freed up that linebacker to shoot right through that gap and blow up the ball carrier. What a play.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. They'll hand it off. Tackle made, but the gain moves the ball to the 30.
Hey, whether it's been on the inside or bouncing things to the outside, this guy has shown you everything that he has to offer, and a big part of the reason why they're enjoying this nice lead.
On first down, why not keep it on the ground? Finding space at the 20. Makes it across the goal line. Touchdown, Miami.
I think we're starting to kind of see a theme here, Chris, today. That's his second touchdown. The offensive line doing their job, and he's doing an outstanding job of just reading the defense, finding the hole, and being able to pick up big yards and touchdowns.
And the PAT is good. Here's the kickoff team now, set to boot this one away. And here's the fair catch by the return man. First down here, the offense has time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. On first and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. That's the 2-minute warning. Let's see if this offense can do something before the break to cut into this big lead. So second down after the incompletion. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Looking for his big tight end. He's picked for a 3rd time tonight. Look out, he's got some space. And he steps out of bounds after the great pick. Solid return to set up his offense.
Really nice job of mixing up the looks here by this defense. Sometimes man, sometimes zone. They fool the quarterback here completely, and he throws the pick.
So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. The Canes come to the line with first and goal.
Double right.
Receiver in motion now. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Boy, I'm a big fan of that jet sweep motion like that. It really forces a defense to stretch them out horizontally and can create some vertical seams for this offense. They got some positive yards, didn't quite get the first down, but I'll tell you what they've done. Planted a seed on this defense that they better defend this style of play moving forward.
Second down and goal upcoming.
Here we go.
Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. Touchdown, Hurricanes. This offense is still clicking. Well, no surprise from offense this good. Short field, quick touchdown.
Yeah, you get into the red zone, though, there's a tendency to want to get conservative. I love that the offensive coordinator and the quarterback kept attacking until they came away with 7 points.
Extra point knocked right down the middle. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. And the return man decides to signal fair catch. And the Tar Heels offense is back out on the field. This has been a rough first half. They'll have to regroup at intermission, but in the meantime, let's see if they can get some momentum going. Goes backwards, losing 3 yards there. And they don't block the defensive end and show some quickness, Kirk, getting around the edge that time.
Yeah, this guy's usually getting around the edge to put pressure on the quarterback, but he reminds everybody here that this guy's a complete package. Not only can he pressure the quarterback, but also he is...
And he's intercepted for the 4th time tonight. And he's wrapped up after a solid return.
Well, this guy obviously did what he needed to do to get himself ready for this game. It's a favorable matchup. He's got a lot of confidence. He's already come up with 2 interceptions in this game alone. Locked in on what he needs to do to be in position and making plays for this defense.
First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. And he just throws it away incomplete. Didn't see anybody open. It's going to bring up second down.
Man, the defense took everything away from him. What do you expect him to do? He can't force the ball into traffic and potentially throw the interception. Does a good job of getting out of the pocket, away from the pressure, and just throw the ball away. See what happens on this next down.
And the QB will try again on 2nd and 10. Checks this down to the running back. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. The Hurricanes will crank up the tempo. On 3rd and short, they hand the ball off. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
Chris, the thing that I love about this play is the running back showing great patience and then the vision to find that hole and then accelerate through it for a nice gain.
On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And it's picked off in the end zone. And that's a solid return after the interception.
When you get this close to the end zone, you've got to be able to come away with points, at the very least, a field goal. They got to be scratching their heads and hoping that in the second half, this play right here doesn't come back to bite them.
And the North Carolina offense is back out there on the field. Backed up this close to the end zone in the final minute. Let's see if they just decide to take care of the football and look toward the second half. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. The secondary backed up off the ball now. It's a run to the left. And he's out of bounds after gaining decent yardage.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
Tackle made on the play at the 29-yard line.
On the set.
And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update.
With the score, Miami 35, North Carolina 14.
And the Tar Heels will kick it off to begin the second half.
Set to kick this one away.
He's going to bring it out of the end zone from a couple yards deep. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback.
Will take over first and 10.
And the Hurricanes offense retakes the field.
42 spot unlocked.
First play of the third quarter is a handoff. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
The running back.
This running back's had a big night, kind of night you dream about, but the defense finally steps up and gets to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready up.
They lose yards on first down, so second and long from the 16. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Running back grabs it on a screen. They stop the receiver, but that's a solid gain on that play.
Good time here to drop this screen in for the offensive coordinator, and a nice job by the running back being able to pick up some positive yards here on this play.
Ready, set.
Crucial third down play after that completion.
Easy.
They'll try to pick up the yardage on the ground. Moves the ball out across the 30, and that's good for a first down.
How impressive these guys been up front today. Big third down, know what you need to do, get the first down, continue to hold on to that lead, continue to work clock, and get that much closer to securing a victory.
The Canes getting set on first and 10.
691. Gators far.
Here's the snap. Looking to throw here. Catch made on the out route. They bring him down at the 44. That's a solid gain, getting closer to midfield now.
This guy's been such a big factor in this game. Already a couple touchdowns. Now they need the first down. They dial him up again, and he delivers.
Keeping it on the ground here. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a second and 2. The Hurricanes hustle to the line to run the hurry up.
I know this defense worked very hard at halftime to come up with answers on how to try to slow down this running back after the big first half, and he's already at it again.
Tackled, but first down. That's good timing there. Receiver makes the catch and then has some room to run.
Yeah, anytime you're going to run a route like this, you know who needs to get a lot of credit is the offensive line, because this play takes some time for the receiver to work his way across the field on that drag route, and the quarterback that time had enough time to be able to navigate the coverage and make the accurate throw.
They stop him, but it's a first down.
Man, this wide receiver has been a difference maker in this football game. He's got 2 touchdowns already. Now they look to him again, and he picks up the first down.
On the double.
And the Canes are in the red zone now.
Easy. Go.
They'll try the ground game here with the running back. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so second and 4.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here, and he's a good back. But I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Here comes a crucial second down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. The defense all over it. They stop him right at the line.
The defense made a good play there, but needs to string along more stops like that against this running back if they want to be able to win this game. The run game has looked good in the first half, but maybe that won't be the case from now on.
Touchdown for the U. And the beatdown continues.
And it's just a thing of beauty to watch this offense. That's this guy's 3rd touchdown. Give the offensive line a lot of credit. They're getting enough him some room to show you what he can do with that space.
And the extra point splits the uprights. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away.
14.
And the returner decides to signal fair catch. And here comes the North Carolina offense back out onto the field. And here's the handoff. That's a nice tackle there by the senior.
Hey, it's a great job of this defense containing the running game. But if I'm calling the plays, I'm not abandoning the running game just yet. I think it's important to have some sense of balance. So throwing and running is essential. Stick with it.
A quick throw out left, complete. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there.
You know, we talked this week with the offensive coordinator about what makes this receiver so special. He kept referring to his route running. Here's an example of that. Great route, enough separation to give the quarterback a nice lane to throw the football.
That run picks up first down yardage, a fresh set of downs for this offense. And the quarterback drops back looking for an open man. And he's got it. They finally get him, but it's across midfield. Big gain to the 33.
What a pitch and catch by the quarterback and receiver for a big gain for this offense.
The offense is clicking, and the defense just searching for answers now. Here comes a handoff. And they finally stop him, but a decent gain that time.
Nice job here of controlling the line of scrimmage by this offensive line. The back does what he needs to do to get positive yards on first down.
Second down play coming up. Sticking with the running game. He stopped, but he gets a first down. And the Tar Heels will come to the line to run the hurry up. And they'll try to pick it up on the ground. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in third down. What is an offense doing on third down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend first down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that first down.
There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense.
This is a great job of being prepared by this defense. Almost anticipating this play, they're in position to bring him down for a loss.
Seventh play of the drive coming up, but it is third down and long.
In blue. Acorn. Arrow.
From the shotgun, drops back, and he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Intercepted in the end zone. Not much on the returner, but they create the turnover.
Boy, would this quarterback love to have this one back. They're trying to work themselves back into this game here in the second half, and the defense comes up with a big turnover that could be the nail in the coffin.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He grabs it inside the 20. Touchdown, Canes. And this one is getting ugly.
This receiver is putting on a show today. That is 3 trips to the end zone already. And based on how this defense is playing against him, this may not be the last time we see him in the end zone today.
And they're able to tack on the extra point. Kickoff team has come on the field now to send this one away. And he takes this from inside 5. The coverage team able to bring him down.
And the North Carolina offense will take over. First and 10.
And the Tar Heels offense is back out on the field. They had some good things going on the last drive, but it ended suddenly with the pick. Let's see what they can do here. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Important second down play coming up. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Lets it go quickly. Makes the catch downfield. And he goes down after a big chunk play, the kind of explosive play this offense has been looking for. And looking to throw now on first down. But they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete. Second and 10 after the previous play. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. They look to throw it here on second down. Running back has it on a screen now. And they bring him down. Blockers not much help on the screen there. He's short of the first down.
You can see what the offense is trying to do here with this screenplay, but they avoid disaster by at least getting a few positive yards. The defense doing a great job of anticipating the screen here.
Now the offense facing a third and long from their own 41. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Finds the receiver wide open. Tackle is finally made, but an explosive gain. They'll move it down to the 23-yard line.
That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Miami 49, North Carolina 14.
So here we go. First play of the quarter. The offense has a first down.
Here we go.
They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Fires it to the wideout. Yet another interception. The disastrous performance continues. Not much on the return, but the defense comes up with a takeaway.
I just don't think there's anything else you can do as a play caller. You've got to be able to throw the ball downfield. You just got to hope that your quarterback and receivers can execute when the defense knows it's coming. Here, the interception cost them.
The pocket breaking down. Oh, that one's picked off. Touchdown, Tar Heels. And the defense joins the party with a pick six.
Chris, how about the defense coming up with a huge play here? Not only the turnover, but it leads them to a score with a touchdown on this interception. Now they're trying to get back into this game. They may have a shot to make it a lot closer than what we thought.
Point after, knocked right through.
The extra point is good.
Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back.
North Carolina 21.
And he's going to bring this out from a couple yards deep in the end zone. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback.
Take over. First and 10.
And the Miami offense is back on the field. It'll be interesting to see if this quarterback can bounce back. He threw a pick six in the last possession. Puts the defender into the spin cycle and breaks free. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
Outstanding blocking on the left side of that offensive line. That's really what opened up this play. They did their job, and you can see the results. You burst open and get a big gain on the ground. If I were them, I'd keep going to that side and see how much more success they can have.
They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of one. The Canes will hustle to the line to crank the tempo.
Well, these obvious running situations are very tough when you're working with the lead late in the game because you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage, make it as difficult as...
And he's going to stretch the defense, taking a deep shot here. That's the third pick tonight thrown by this QB. So a great return following the pick. They're finally able to get him down.
Boy, this defense did exactly what they needed to do. Come up with a turnover here in the second half to get themselves back in the game. They get the interception. Now, can their offense come up with a way to cut into this lead?
And the North Carolina offense is back out there on the field. They had it going on the last drive, but it ended abruptly with the interception. Let's see what they can do here. They're going to run it here. Breaking tackles. Finding enough space for a solid gain before they stop him.
Coaches told us in pregame production meetings they love this back's mixture of speed and power. We know about the speed, but he also showed the ability to break tackles on that run.
Tailback takes the handoff again. He's taken down, but that's a nice gain. They'll spot the ball now at the 35.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, "Where in the heck was that all game?" Or maybe he's just kind of keeping that to himself, thinking, all right, maybe this is something to build on. Maybe something positive can come out of this. You're going to have some bad games from time to time. We'll see how he gets his team ready in the future. But that right there, man, that's what they've been looking for all game.
There's the handoff. Stop after a small gain. Now look at it, 2nd and 9. Receiver now before the snap. Looking to pass here on 2nd down. Looking to scramble now. Slides to avoid the big hit.
How about this by the quarterback? He takes a negative play and turns it into positive yards and slides down before taking a big shot. It's an excellent job of getting down to avoid that big hit.
So now from the 29, it's 3rd down and short. Let's see what the play call is going to be here. Already in field goal range, but of course thinking touchdown. And they bring him down at the 5. Solid gain though on the completion.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain. Second down and goal. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Tar Heels.
You know, today's not been their day, but the thing you can always hang your hat on is these guys are still competing. They come up with a touchdown here late in the 4th quarter. You can use that as hopefully some momentum into next week.
And they tack on the extra point. Getting set to kick the ball off now.
North Carolina, 28.
Returner looking to create better field position. He'll be tackled at the 17. Strong job by the coverage team. And here comes the Miami offense back out onto the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. They bring him down, but he reaches the 30-yard line.
But how about this aggressive approach by this offense? They've got the lead in the 4th quarter, and these guys are continuing to throw the football. I think the offense coordinator understands that he can't allow his team to get too comfortable or complacent, even with having a lead here in the 4th.
And runner brought down, but looks like there's a flag on the field. Let's see what this is about. costly holding penalty there. Backs him up 10 yards. Fresh set of downs for the offense. First down. Linebackers making some adjustments now. They'll use that running game, trying to bleed the clock here. And they bring him down. That's a very solid gain, but still well short of the marker.
Well, we got a smart offensive coordinator on our hands today, Chris. Great job of just keep feeding this running back, keep it on the ground, working with the lead in the fourth quarter, force them to use all their timeouts, and just keep working that clock.
Stopped short of the marker after just a short game. The Hurricanes looking to use the up-tempo offense here. Looks like the QB is changing the play at the line. Drops back, needing a third down completion here. That one is incomplete. The defender was right there, and it brings up fourth down now.
Oh, you talk about a big hit there. I think this guy holds on to this football at a critical third down if this linebacker doesn't lower the blow. Great timing on that hit to prevent the PI call and to get this team to fourth down.
We'll see if he can make a play on this return. He's got some daylight turning on the speed. Finally forced out of bounds, but a solid return that time. And here comes the North Carolina offense back out onto the field. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. Runs through the defender. That strong run defense, not much of a gain on the play.
Defense does a really nice job here being able to contain that run game, helping just get 2 yards. Chris, to me, this changes the playbook a little bit now for the offense. The guy calling the plays at second day, that's a different deal. Now he's got to probably thinking about going through the air instead of staying on the ground.
Bringing pressure. Doesn't get rid of it. He's brought down way behind the line of scrimmage. That's a huge loss.
Chris, I'm really surprised by the way this game has turned out. That's another sack by this defense. They've done such a great job of preparing a plan to get ready for one of the top quarterbacks in the country. They've kept him out of sync, applied pressure, and a big part of the reason they're enjoying this lead right now.
Lets it fly out of the wideout. And he pulls in the catch. Oh, and he breaks free. It's a foot race. Potentially a touchdown-saving tackle, but not before a long completion. And that's the 2-minute warning here. This offense desperate to cut into this lead and then try to get the football back. And the Tar Heels with 1st and 10 here. There's the snap. Quarterback setting up to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, North Carolina.
Man, I love this. Chris, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come all the way back, but here we are, under 2 minutes to go, and they continue to show some fight. And then you know what? Who knows? Maybe you cover an onside kick and you get right back in it.
Kicking team out for the PAT try.